Quem primeiro chegou no Havai, que no Brasil chamamos de Havaí, foi o navegador português João Gaetano, em 1542. Muitos séculos depois, uma onda de imigração que trouxe mais de 20 mil portugueses para cá, um navio chamado Ravenskrag, em 1879, aportou aqui mesmo onde a gente está, trazendo 400 e tantos imigrantes que atravessaram 4 meses de mar e, ao chegar, fizeram muita festa. Não era para menos, né? Tinha que comemorar essa vitória de conseguir atravessar esse mar todo para chegar aqui. E fizeram a festa com os instrumentos que trouxeram no navio. Um desses instrumentos acabou caindo nas graças da população e até da realeza, e virando uma espécie de símbolo da música do Havai. Esse instrumento é o cavaquinho, que aqui chamam de ukulele, e para contar essa história, a gente primeiro vai passar naquela torre de boas-vindas, a Aloha Tower, e entrar nessa cidade por onde os portugueses se espalharam e marcaram fortemente presença do outro lado do mundo. Aquela igreja de Nossa Senhora da Paz, essa calçada portuguesa, um padrão de descobrimentos, igual a tantos que os navegantes portugueses usaram para marcar, né, os territórios por onde foram passando, mostram uma jornada de coragem, de fé em Deus, de confiança no futuro. Esses homens no século XIX chegaram até o Havai para fazer aqui a sua vida, para construir também uma tradição de cultura, de música, que se enraizou de tal maneira que não foi destruída por tudo que aconteceu no século XX. Isso teve um motivo, essa rapidez com que a tradição se firmou. O motivo foi a paixão de um rei por essa música, por esse instrumento. Ele foi tocar cavaquinho e a gente vai contar um pouco dessa história de como o ukulele chega ao século XXI, atraindo novas gerações, com grandes instrumentistas, grandes virtuosos, e como um instrumento vivo, nascido ali dessa mistura, dessa tradição enraizada em 20 anos de uma pequena janela da história. Is it okay? Ah, thank you. Agora eu já posso encontrar o Roy, Sakuma e a turma do ukulele. Já estou preparado.
Oh my God, so you're all set.
Say half a day, everyone. Say half a day.
It's always a dream of ours to have more children travel from abroad to participate in the festival, because this ukulele festival, really, we have a lot of amazing artists and a lot of Hawaii's greatest performers come out, and they come out, but the real stars are the kids, are the children. So it's going to be a real special day for all of you, and we're so happy to have all of you here. So are you ready? Yeah. Are you all set?
Aloha. Aloha. I am Henrique Cazes.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And Ivan, nice to meet you, Ivan.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, hi. And I'm looking forward to listening to you play the Cavaquinho, you know? So, where's the, oh, there. I was wondering how can you tell what fret you're going to, you know, like that. So this is it. What is the tuning?
Like a guitar 1/8 height.
Oh, that's the tuning of this.
I use E, no D, because it's better to make solo.
Yeah. All right. Uku means flee, and lele means to jump. And some people say the reason they call it ukulele is because the hands used to jump. Not one finger, but it's like the whole hand would jump all over. Because the ukulele, one of the keys way back in the 50s was to play the melody, but on every note have a chord harmony. So you're moving, ja, 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 like that, all with your fingers, not like that. Ukulele.
The steps are our steps is really.
And you're Ryan. You're the whiz, huh? These are all my instructors. They're in charge of the 850 performers, about 100 from around the world. And they're going to line them up, get them organized. With no rehearsal, with 100 people. I want you folks to try to set up, if possible, under 40 seconds. Okay. You can do it. Because when the 4 people with DI come up, what we're going to do is we're going to have the 2 soundman assistants and 2 of our own people. They're going to plug everybody in. So that's going to be done in seconds. So anyway, that's what's happening. Okay? But I'll help you folks, so don't worry. Appreciate it. I'll get you kids set up real quickly. We'll just go. When I was a youngster, I had a difficult time in school. I got kicked out of school in the 9th grade. So not having an education, the only job I could get was being a groundskeeper. And so my job was cleaning the parks. At 21 years old, I used to clean the park and clean the restrooms. And every day at lunch, I would sit out here and look at the bandstand and have this dream of putting on an ukulele festival. So at 21 years old, after work, I would go to City Hall and ask them, I want to put on a festival. And they would give me information. And so I think I was 22 when I was still cleaning the parks. I put on the first annual ukulele festival. And then it lasted all these years. And my goal was to keep it free, was never to charge admission. This is not about bringing adults, it's about bringing families. Hawaii, the word is kanakapila. And kanakapila is let's get together and, have music, sing, have fun. And that's why the ukulele, I believe, is catching on all over the world, is because it's the simplicity and the charm of the instrument. And you know how like the Cavaquinho, you know how you hold the ukulele? Like you hold it like a baby, right by your heart. And there it is, right there. And I get emails from all over the world how the ukulele has opened up so much joy to people. So when you hear these stories, it just touches my heart. So we'll try to be around. Thank you. Thank you, Roy. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Frank.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. How many ukuleles?
Yeah, this is my hobby. I make ukuleles. My great-great-grandfather, his name was Manuel Nunes, and he came to Hawaii from Madeira in 1879. And on that ship, there were 2 other gentlemen, Gastos Diaz, and there was Santos, Espirito Santos. So it wasn't until 3 years, 4 years later, where all three of them, Santos, Diaz, and Nunes, they all opened up their own shops where they fixed furniture, made ukuleles. And what happened though is Santos and Diaz, they died early. By 1905, they were dead. Now because Manuel was the only one left of the three, he figured he's going to capitalize on it. So on his ukuleles, he actually put a decal. I have a picture of the decal over here if you want to see it. And it said, M. Nunes, inventor ukulele. Right? Here's a picture of Samuel Camaca.
Camaca?
Yeah, this is a Camaca ukulele that was built in the 1920s. And Camaca was an apprentice that worked for Manuel Nunes. And it wasn't until 1916 where Camaca left Nunes' factory and opened up his own factory in 1916. So that was the peak, you know, in the 1920s. You had the Roaring 20s where the college students would, you know, they'd have the raccoon hats and costumes and they'd be playing the ukulele. So ukulele has had its ups and downs, but the only people that kind of survived in Hawaii was the Camaca family. You know, they're in their third, fourth generation in ukulele making. But the story that I like the best, this is the best one. The best story.
Many stories.
Is Queen Liliuokalani, who was the sister of King Kalakaua. She also was a great ukulele player, songwriter. She said, no. You know, in Hawaii, a word can have many meanings. For instance, the word aloha. Aloha doesn't only mean hello, how are you? It also means goodbye. It also means I love you. Many meanings. Well, the word uku does not only mean flee, uku also means a gift. And lele doesn't only mean to jump, it also means to come. So she said that ukulele means the gift that came to Hawaii from Portugal, from Madeira. And that's the meaning that we like the best, right? If you're of Portuguese heritage. That's enough.
Nem Elvis, que fez 2 filmes aqui no Havai, nem Valdir Azevedo. O rei do cavaquinho mesmo foi esse cara aí, o David Caracal. Ele era rei e abriu as portas do palácio para o instrumento, que o pessoal daqui chamou de ukulele, pulga que salta, jumping flea. E quando a gente vê cavaquinistas portugueses como Amadeu Magalhães tocando com aquela rapidez na mão direita, a gente entende por que esse nome, pulga que salta, acabou pegando e sendo mesmo uma segunda maneira de se chamar o cavaquinho pelo mundo afora.
When the ukulele first, or I should say the barguinho, was first sold, my great-grandfather, Manuel Nunes, had his shop, but wasn't selling an awful lot of them. And so he went to King Kalakaua, and he showed King Kalakaua the rajong, and the guitarra, and the barguinho. King Kalakaua fell in love with those instruments. He said, oh, I have to know how to play them. Now, there was another man called Henry Berger. Henry Berger was in charge of the Royal Hawaiian Band. The Royal Hawaiian Band was a band, and they played horned instruments, really. And Henry Berger didn't like the barguinho. He looked down on it. Matter of fact, he even told other people that, that's a toy. King Kalakaua came and said, no, that is not a toy, that is a musical instrument. I don't want to hear any more talk like that. So it ceased. From then on, nobody would say anything bad against soon to be called the ukulele. In gratitude to Hawaii, Emmanuel Nunes put the seal of Hawaii on his ukuleles, and King Kalakaua granted him the privilege to do that. Later on, others did, but then that was after King Kalakaua died. So this is what one of the fancier ones that Manuel Nunes made, and it's a 1910, and typically they call it a style 3 today. The spirit and the aloha that they brought with them through their music and their friendliness, I really feel it contributed to the aloha spirit of Hawaii, because when they got here, there wasn't too much rhythm in the Hawaiian music. Very little, in fact, if any at all. But it's the Portuguese who brought rhythm too. And of course the Hawaiians fell in love with that, especially when they were celebrating on the pier when they got here. Yeah. So they were singing songs and dancing, and they just were really having lots of fun.
A lot of the Portuguese who came were from the islands too, so it was kind of, you know, they could understand island geography, way of life, limited resources, that kind of thing. Plus the ones that came wanted to create a new life, so they worked very hard and, you know, took care of their families and things like that.
I'm from Maui, and we had a lot of Portuguese. All of my friends, schoolmates were Portuguese, and we loved the music. And so every time they have a party, we would crash the party because we wanted the music. We wanted to hear the music and learn from them. They were good neighbors. My time was competition. Everybody wanted to have a ukulele. Everybody. And so when you played the ukulele, everybody wanted to beat you. They wanted to play better than you. So it's very important. Very important.
On the 8th fret, play. 1, 2, 3. Go to the 7th fret. This is E. Play it 3 times slowly. 1, 2. Go back to the 12th fret. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's all there. Back to the beginning. C, D, A, B, C. Go ahead. A, D, 7. Oh, way up, way up.
O Havai é um dos territórios do cavaquinho e é o paraíso do surf. Aqui, surfista tem estátua na praia. Praia de Waikiki, a estátua do Duque Kahanamoku. Grande figurão aqui, o rei do pedaço. Mas eu acho que nem ele pensou em juntar cavaquinho com surf. Eu vou tentar fazer esse negócio para ver se arranjo uma estátua por aqui também.
At this time, you get to meet who I consider to be the master of the ukulele. Would you please welcome Ota-san.
Estamos aqui no zoológico de Honolulu para conhecer uma grande figura, uma lenda viva do ukulele, o Herbie Ota, que é criador de um sucesso mundial, né, que aconteceu na década de 1970, Song for Anna, no Brasil até tema de novela, e tocado por muitos cavaquinistas naquela época. Vamos conhecer o Herbie Ota.
This is Enrique.
Henrique.
This is Ota-san.
Como vai você?
Como vai você? Tudo bem?
It's an old junk ukulele, all broken. When I was 7 years old, my mother taught me one song. I used to play the accordion. I got tired of heavy. But I never wanted to play this to work as an occupation. It just happened by accident. I joined the military. And when I came back, I was supposed to work for the airline. But I cannot hear high frequency jet, you know. So they don't want to hire you. Because if you lose your hearing, you're going to sue the company, and the company have to pay for big money. Yeah? So I couldn't work, so I made a record. And that's how it started. Yeah, and that thing became a hit. Yeah.
Many ukuleles I see have the high strings.
Yeah, high G.
Higher
That's the original tuning. But I fronted a band. So I had to have the range. So low G, 1 octave higher. You know, because I have to play everything in C. You know what I mean? So when I cannot play the regular song, the standard key that they play in, you know, even like. You remember the Tamba Trio? Luis Essa and Milito and Bebeto? Yeah, well, anyway, I think Milito's brother played keyboard that played at the club in
Osmar Milito.
Oh, he plays.
Piano player.
Yeah. When the electricity went out, they lit the candle. They took a sweet old time. He's playing in the dark. Everybody dancing in the dark. They dance on the table. They dance on the chair. They dance coming into the place. I was shocked. I thought, gee, these people, they really know how to live life.
7, let's go 5, let's go 3, let's go 5, 7, 7. Okay, this note is E. 7, fret. 3 E's, go to D. E, 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 D, and D, C. C, 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 A. Wow, you guys got it. You kids sound great.
What's good you?
I want you guys to go in with a big smile. Come on, here we go, kids.
Thank you. Just go in and...
Let's go for it. Are you ready? With enthusiasm. Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
That was absolutely lovely. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And to see you doing this well in unison is very impressive. It's teamwork, it's everything else, it's dedication, it's people who love doing this, and music is an important part of all of our lives. So thank you ever so much for coming in and doing this. With that said, I will read a proclamation if that's okay. Peter B. Carlisle, 13th Mayor of the City and County of Honolulu, do hereby proclaim July 17th, 2011 to be 41st Annual Ukulele Festival Day. In recognition of this outstanding event and to extend appreciation to Roy and Kathy Sakuma and all of the performers and volunteers for promoting Hawaii's musical tradition. Done this 14th day of July, Peter B. Carlisle. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, my pleasure. No, this is, oh, excuse me. Here you go. This comes to you.
Thank you, thank you.
You're all good at it. Just keep it up.
Thank you.
Look forward here.
Vamos conhecer a loja, a oficina, o museu que é aqui, o Chris Camaca. Aliás, Camaca não parece não, mas é um descendente, é um bisneto de portugueses. E essa empresa existe desde a década de 1920, nunca fechou, viveu todas as febres do ukulele e está ligada à carreira dos grandes músicos do instrumento desde sempre. Vamos lá. Oh, hello, Chris.
Hello. Come on in. It's one of our concert ukulele.
Quando começou esse marco aqui, né, que nunca fechou desde que começou, quando começou a fabricação dos ukulele?
Gosh. Well, this year makes 95 years that my grandfather started it in 1916. And I guess it really kind of took off in the early part, the 20s and 30s, when he did a lot of the pineapple-shaped ukuleles. It was a lot easier to bend versus this figure-8 shape. Mm-hmm. And my grandmother, Actually, my great-great-grandfather came from Portugal, Manuel Silva. And that's on my grandmother's side. And my grandfather is Hawaiian Chinese, but my grandmother also is Hawaiian Chinese Portuguese. So that's how we have the Portugal connection. I play stand-up bass, and I've been playing
The opposite of the ukulele.
opposite of the ukulele. So I always joke with everyone because I tell them this is my ukulele. We've been together now for about 25 years. We do it, when we can, because we all have our own careers. And when we get together, it's still a lot of fun, and we just do it for the love mostly. We love our Hawaiian music and love to maintain the culture.
Quais são as madeiras normalmente que você usa para fazer esses instrumentos?
Primarily, we use koa.
It's from Havai?
From Hawaii, yes. It's for the top, back, and the sides. And for our neck, we use the mahogany. And for fingerboard and the bridge, we use the rosewood.
Rosewood.
Yeah.
Rosewood from?
This one is, where is this one from?
India.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, India. Indian rosewood. And we also use ebony, but from Africa. We use that.
It's the top of
For
the top.
Yes. Down here, this is our showroom. This is one of my grandfather's original pineapple-shaped ukulele.
Ed Vedder.
Yeah, he's been here, and he actually was vacationing on the island of Molokai, and he was sitting outside the drugstore on some beer waiting for his friend, and he saw the ukulele, and it was one of ours, and he just went in and put down some money and bought the ukulele, and eventually when he got married, he bought each of his groomsmen an ukulele. This is our factory. We'll go to the beginning. These are our benders. The first stage where we get the waist, and then the second phase where we bend the rest of the body. Then we take it off those benders, put it in the mold. And once we put it in the mold, glue the end blocks in. We come here. So when we cut the wood, we plane one side and we glue it together. So we have the same grain pattern on both sides. This is where I sit. I check each one before we send it out. So make sure everything is correct. We set it up. The action is correct and easy to play. Downstairs, I have a friend of mine that will play some beautiful music for you on his ukulele, and I think he may have just arrived. I think you may have seen some of his recordings downstairs. Kale Gamiao. So let's go downstairs.
Let's go.
Okay. Mr. Kale Gamiao. All right. This is Enrique.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well-known Cavaquinho player, Brazil.
Wow. It's a very unique sound to it.
Brazil and Hawaii.
Hello.
Thank you. That was really fun.
Ukulele Festival 2011. And then we got some good songs coming up with the band. It's Goody Goody Goody. The future, the stars of tomorrow. This is our Keiki group, and they've been rehearsing all year for this big day.
Making music happily, bringing laughter, love, and hope. Keiki
Ukulele! Or Keiki.
Keep it up, all right? Keep up the good work. We'll see you later.
Hi, Jake. How's it? Hey, hi. And 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
3, 2.
From Hawaii, Jake Shimabukuro! Aloha!
Because the ukulele is a very young instrument. There hasn't been enough players to really come along and take the instrument and make it work in a specific genre, right? Like at one point, the piano was only thought of as a classical instrument, right? But now you have rock pianists, you have blues pianists, you have jazz pianists, but it always took a couple of different players to come along and make it work for that instrument. So I think that there will always be, you know, with every instrument, it needs to go through that phase. You know, it starts out as this little thing, but as more and more people come along and make it work in these other genres, then it just opens up people's eyes. When I first started out playing the ukulele, I played a lot of traditional Hawaiian music, you know, which sounded like this kind of thing. You know, just that kind of stuff. And then from there, I went on and I started learning some rock riffs, you know, or some blues riffs. know, or then taking like maybe like a classical piece, like let's see. You know, taking like a Bach two-part invention and making it work for the instrument. And then you start not just thinking about the instrument, but now you're looking at music, and you're stepping away from, oh, it's just the ukulele, and taking yourself, stepping away from the limitations that you thought, oh, it's just, oh, it only has 4 strings, or it only has 2 octaves, but stepping away from that and just thinking about music, thinking about dynamics, thinking about timbre, tone color, thinking about composition, you know, thinking about how to arrange, you know, how to arrange music. Like I would when I would write songs or do arrangements, I remember like approaching the instrument as if every string was a different instrument. So if you look at the ukulele, if you think of like a string quartet, okay? Now, I have my A string here, my E, my C, and then I have a high G on the top. So I have my 2 high strings on the outside, but my 2 low strings on the inside. So if you think about it, I could assign a part to every string. So the highest string, that's my first violin. My 4th string, that's my 2nd violin. And then I have the 2nd string, which is my viola, and then the lowest string, which is my cello. So if I'm playing a song, instead of just thinking about chords, I start thinking about parts and how every person in this quartet needs to move somewhere, has their own independent line. And, you know, playing something like... See, every string is moving somewhere. And I'm not just thinking, okay, I'm playing an A chord here and a D, but stepping away from that and looking at every string and say, okay, now this guy is moving from here, and this guy is moving, you know, everything has its place. Yeah, exactly, you know, and then now you're not just dealing with chords and these block chords, but now you're really thinking like an orchestra. You know, and I think that's the key. Instead of looking at this as a solo instrument, look at the ukulele as if it's a full orchestra. Now what can I do with it? The instrument is just the illusion, and it's all about self-expression. You know, it's about finding that source, you know, inside of us, how we connect to everything around us. And the ukulele is special because the ukulele is one of the easiest instruments to play. You know, first of all, you don't have to be a musician to play the ukulele. You know, all you have to do is, you know, you just have to get one, and then you can learn a simple chord like this and play it for 5 days and be happy. Be totally happy and content. I could give it a shot. Okay, so this is what you guys just did. It sounds good. Middle finger A minor. Middle finger A minor.
Let's hear it, Crusader! Come on, people, let's hear it. 2011 Ukulele Festival.
Everything around us seems to turn to gold. You've got a way, darling, you play with my vertical hold, calling me around the globe, bathing me in disco strobe, and you brighten up the day. You do in a technicolor way.
Aqui na praia de Alamoana, a gente vai encontrar a Vitória Vox. Ela toca o ukulele e canta de um jeito muito original. É uma amostra de como essa onda do ukulele, a corda mais macia, um instrumento levinho, bom de carregar, é perfeito para ser o acompanhamento das vozes femininas, né? E o instrumento também fácil de carregar na viagem. Aquilo que aconteceu lá há um século e meio atrás. Vamos conhecer ela.
You do in a technicolor way.
Muito bom.
Obrigado.
Fine. Obrigado. Saiu bem, saiu bem.
The ukulele is probably my 5th or 6th instrument. I started out on the violin. Well, I guess first singing. Singing is my first instrument. And then I started playing the violin when I was 9, and then the oboe, and then the trumpet, and then the guitar when I was 17. And
Real trumpet.
Real trumpet. And then I didn't start playing the ukulele until I was 24. When I play ukulele, I come from the side of a songwriter, and it's hook-based, melody-based, rhythm-based, and I think possibly because I perform solo, I have to be creative in how I play the ukulele so that every song doesn't start sounding the same, because like after a while, that it just kind of it gets a little bit on the boring side of, you know, even if you're playing the same chords, which honestly, most of the chords that I play aren't difficult at all. Where it starts sounding different is in the rhythm and how I hammer on the notes or do this rhythm, giving it hitting the ukulele, and whether it's on the breaking the quarter note down into 16th notes and not only playing on the 1 and 2 and, you have the 1E and a 1, a 2 and and so you've got more of this kind of like funk. I don't play funk, but it brings in a little more funky aspects to playing, and really focusing, I think, on the rhythm and different kinds of rhythm that can be produced. Because the instrument is so simple that the melodies almost are forced to become stronger. I love it for that reason. Blue's the color of born invited. I'm a little tugboat stuck in a vein, and you were meant to see how I'm a little tugboat stuck in a vein, and you were meant to see. Oh, you were meant to see. Oh, you were meant to see.
Victoria Vox from Maryland, Baltimore!
Have a great day.
Oh, that was terrific, baby. Oh, fantastic.
I love you like a mango, just we can take it every day. I want you to drop, baby,
reason I started playing the ukulele was because I played the guitar and I was writing songs on the guitar, but I got bored. So I picked up the ukulele because it only has 4 strings, so I felt myself limited to the chords I was playing, but in a good way. So it made everything simpler. And it was to me more of a challenge to write a simple song than a complicated song. So I was challenging myself. It's kind of cheesy, but in England we had George Formby. And my father used to watch the George Formby films. So I'd already seen that. So I was already exposed to the ukulele. I think the main inspiration was George Harrison, who is my favorite Beatle. And when I found out that he played the ukulele, I thought, I have to have one. I have to try now. So that was my main inspiration.
And so you bought a ukulele with a message inside that I should always have it with me, never leave it behind. And now everywhere I play it, I will keep you in mind, so I can take your love with me. So I can take your love with me. So I can take your love with me.
When I played the ukulele, I never thought of it as I never played that. I played music that I was interested in. I love flamenco, I love classical, I love classic rock. So I never thought of it as the Hawaiian instrument. I thought of it as just an instrument, and I played what I wanted on the ukulele. People actually don't know it's an ukulele. They think it's either a guitar or a mandolin. So when I tell them it's the ukulele, they're a little bit taken aback because they usually say, I've never seen the ukulele played like that. And so most people don't think I'm from here, They think I'm from Spain or from South America, but I am from here. It's just because of the way that I play, which is cool. And I hope that the ukulele can kind of start melding into, becoming a regular instrument like the guitar and the bass. It's not just a Hawaiian instrument. Okay, here we go. Olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça. Ela menina que vem, que passa, doce balanço caminho do mar. A moça do corpo dourado, do sol de Ipanema, o céu balançado é mais que poema, e a coisa mais linda que já vi passar. Ah, porque estou te sozinho. Ah, porque tu é tão triste. Ah, beleza que existe. Que não é só minha, que também passa sozinha. Se ela soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo se enche de graça e fica mais lindo. O casual do amor, o casual do amor.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Brazilian Experience on Hawaii Public Radio. My name's Sandy Tsukiyama and I'm very honored to have with us in the studio today Henrique Cazes of Rio de Janeiro. He's a Cavaquinho player, which is the older brother of our dear ukulele. You're going to play for us live right now.
Vamos fazer a música título do filme.
Oh, okay.
Que dá título ao filme chamado Apanhei-te Cavaquinho.
Apanhei-te Cavaquinho, Henrique Cazes.